Marky Dragon, also known as Marcus Eikenberry in real life, and welcome to my backyard. It's midday out here. Sun's pretty bright. Probably the last video I'll film today, otherwise I'm going to get my head burned. I burned just the tip of my nose the other day when I was out riding. Did a 300-mile ride in this kind of weather, and it was pretty bright out, and I have only my nose and upper lip was exposed, so that got burnt. I'm going to look pretty funny when that starts peeling. I'm going to be Rudolph or something like that. So I got a question here, and it's from Robert. And he says, the journey from Ultima Forever to Shroud of the Avatar. He says, I was looking over some of your past videos from the summer, and what a journey we have taken in anticipation to the next big, what would be the next UO or Ultima-like game. I was remembering some of the roller coaster times when Ultima Forever announced that it would be only on iPad initially, and then here comes Lord British with his announcement, and then the whole Kickstarter campaign. I have personally went from excited to majorly disappointed, and now to even more excited about Shroud of the Avatar. I was wondering if you could share some of your thoughts on this journey we have been on, and we're currently on towards this wonderful game, Shroud of the Avatar. So, a few things have happened. I was majorly excited about Ultima Forever, and I heard that another Ultima-like game was coming out, and I knew that it wasn't created by Lord British, also known as Richard Garriott in real life, and but I had a very high interest in it because if they were able to capture the legend and lore and the ethics and the moral dilemmas and everything that all were part of the Ultima series, that I thought it had the potential to be a good game. Well, we played some. I was in the alpha. And I was able to try it. I wasn't able to show any of it, but I was able to try it, and I wasn't able to talk about it really very much either. But now the game is released, and the game has released, and it's very light. It has a medieval fantasy flavor to it. It has some of the legend and lore of Ultima, but it lacks depth. They decided that, when I first tried it, it was on PC. And I tried it out and everything, and it seemed okay. It seemed something that was lighter, that maybe it could be run in a web browser as well. And that's kind of the current trend of the way things are going, especially with like Unity being a development engine or a play engine. And with Unity, they're able to do a lot of different platforms all simultaneously. And so, I didn't think too much of it, and being alpha, I knew that graphics were not so great, because in alpha they're just not. Then they announced that they had this focus group, and the focus group was looking at would this come out for PC, iOS, or Android first. And they announced that it would be iOS. I freaked. What the hell, I'm thinking. Actually, I was thinking about a different word other than hell. But, I'm just going, I don't understand. Why are you not shooting for your market of fans that's already here? And, so why are you not bringing this out on PC? I was pretty vocal about that. And then I was surprised when later they sent me a copy of the game. So I have a boxed copy of the game. I've had it for about 3 or 4 weeks now. And honestly, after reading some of the reviews and stuff, I haven't even installed it yet. I have the PC version. I have a boxed version, which I suspect that there's nobody that has a boxed version, that was given to only very few people. And it was kind of a thank you for helping out with the alpha and everything. And I appreciate that, EA. I really do. But the game is not what I was hoping it was going to be. I didn't install it because I watched some other videos and stuff, seeing it, and it just looks too light. It's not what I was after. So in the meantime, before I got the copy of the game and before they released it, which is available on iOS right now, Ultima Forever is, and it'll be available for Android and PC later, the announcement was that Lord British was making a new game. Okay, so I'm excited about this. I really am. You know, I have sat down a few times with Richard and had drinks and you know, discussed things about you know, what the name of the game should be, and you know, what things I was looking for in the game and everything. And one really nice thing about Richard is that when he asks you a question and your thoughts on something, he listens. It's really nice because not everybody does that. And so I remember very distinctly saying to him that, you know, whatever you call it, that it must bring in a tone of like remembrance or recognition or whatever, that this is an Ultima game. And he can't use the Ultima name anymore because EA owns it. And so he had to be creative, and he named it Shroud of the Avatar. Now, Shroud and Avatar were both really big names in the Ultima series, and really, it sounded kind of funny at first, but then I thought about it and I'm like, this is perfect. It really is. This is what he should have named the game without naming it Ultima something. So anyway, we got the initial Kickstarter stuff and everything, and we saw that, and I was really excited. I am a supporter. It is the most that I have ever spent on a single Kickstarter campaign. I was lucky enough that because I haven't had a lot of money recently, and I was lucky enough that my donation or my entry into the Kickstarter was donated for me, and I got the $500 level. And so I'm really excited about that. And the game looks like it is an Ultima successor. It really does. And I'm very excited about it. And we're going to have things that are very important in the Ultima, you know, online universe, which is, you know, player housing and interaction with friends and being able to play with friends and going out adventuring and moral dilemmas. And so, you know, the best movies all have a moral dilemma. The best games all have a moral dilemma and everything. And I think it's really a part of what binds us, you know, cements us to these games. So anyway, that is coming out in several months in alpha. And then it's not being released until I think November of 2014. So they got a long ways to go, but the stuff that we're seeing is pretty incredible. My only disappointment is that it's not massive multiplayer, and that it's just considered multiplayer. You're going to be able to play with your friends. You're going to be able to have, you know, 20 or 30 guildmates or friends or whatever, and you're all going to be able to go off adventuring together, and that's going to work out just fine. But you won't get the big, you know, crowds around the Britain Bank and the other stuff. I mean, you will have people in the area, but it'll only allow so many people in the area. And but how one of the interesting things that they've done with this too is that they are going to integrate with like your Facebook, your LinkedIn, your Twitter, and everything. And people that you're following and that are following you and everything are going to be within your circles in the game. And so you may run into people who are following you on Google Plus, or that you're connected with on LinkedIn, or that's a Facebook friend. And it's going to give socially, it's going to give them a higher probability in their algorithms of appearing in the same location or the same server while you are in there playing. And so it'll group you with your friends, and it'll also allow for new people to be met. So it is a pretty interesting concept, and I really like it. I think that may work out very well. It may make the game even that much more engaging. And so they're actually like using the social networks without, you know, just like making Facebook posts saying, oh, I played the game, I leveled up. So I think that's quite exciting. And I look forward to when the game comes out. There will be gameplay. Most definitely. I'll be supporting the game wholeheartedly. And I am going to, I hope, have a lot of fun in the game. And so I don't know if they've stopped their campaign, but if you go to shroudoftheavatar.com, they actually have. At least last time I looked, they were still accepting donations via PayPal. They have over $2.5 million in funding, and they were allowing people to still hop on board for the early stuff. And so if you're a fan and you want to get in early, go do it. shroudoftheavatar.com. So hope that answers your question and brings you all up to date. I look forward to it. And when we do the roundtables, they're scheduled for every week for Shroud of the Avatar. But if we don't have a guest or we don't have a really hot topic, we tend to skip them. And because we don't want to be talking about, well, they're just being quiet again this week, developing stuff, but they haven't told us anything about it. So we avoid that. And so they do get canceled from time to time. But if you want to watch those live on Saturdays, look at my Twitch channel. There's a schedule on the Twitch channel, and it tells multiple time zones, so you can figure out what time to be there. You can be there live. You can participate with us. In fact, you can even ask questions of the devs. Or you can just watch the videos as they're published on the channel here. So that's it. I'm Marky Dragon. Take care.
Marky Dragon, man. I'm your biggest fan, man. Keep it up, man. Keep it up.